Chat, what's good, man? We're back with another story time, man. But before we get into this story time, I might have to do a little bit of cleaning, man. This shit dirty as hell, and then there's some white stuff on the floor, bro. And I also gotta put on a shirt. So let's go do that.
I'm on the app tryna bust your brain. Late night come test your range. Cause these bills gon' crush your big 4-5. Poppin' like a gusher. Chill my boots, sound like a susher. We could put wop, you can never touch us.
Alright, chat, now that that's over with, man, we get straight into this video. Intro.
Top, he just gotta touch up. Niggas gon' fold when they under pressure. Finna the block, so I'm like it's Tetris. He finna fail if you wanna test us. I'm in a room tryna pop me a Porsche. Wanna tussle, but I'm not a wrestler. That nigga fishy can tell by the gestures. Gang gotta eat, so I got the rest up. Break down, shoot it from the chest up. Keep calling my phone, I can never answer. You say you remember you was just a dancer. He wanna smoke, so we gave him cancer.
So boom, chat. Oh shit. Today's story time is about my first time getting in a fight at school, man. So my first time getting in a fight at school, I want to say I was in third grade. I went to Connecticut Farms Elementary School, and I was fighting one of my friends at the time, but he was just an asshole straight up, bro. Like, bro, getting into this fight at school was like the reason why I got into the fight was not funny, but the shit that happened with it was funny. Bro, being Alright, so boom, I'm in third grade, and in third grade, I had a passing in my family, and this kid that I was cool with, his name is Miles. I would never forget him, bro. This dude had the biggest head ever, bro. Like, dude had the largest, fattest, biggest head I've ever seen, bro. The shit was like, you know when you fill a balloon, like, you know, like when you fill it all the way up to, like, it has like the skinny part down here and then a fat head. Shit, that's what his head was looking like, chat. I'm telling y'all. So we go to school. This was like I want to say like a week or two after the passing of my family happened, and his mom and my grandma were pretty close. So I'm gonna assume that they talked about what happened, and I want to assume that his mom eventually told Miles what happened, being that him and I were like pretty decent friends, and his mom and my grandma were like pretty, like, they would talk whenever they would see each other. So yeah. So this is a couple of days before it happened. Him and I had already got into an argument because he was just like, yo, he was an asshole, cuz, like, that ass. Him and I got into an argument about, like, he was calling me names and shit, right? And him and I got in an argument, right? Whatever. Then, fast forward like 2 days later, we get into another argument. And he's like, to my face, in front of everybody, the whole entire class, he's like, how about you go get a life like your dead uncle?
What? We're flying to Philadelphia! Oh, hell no!
To my face and everything. So, me being me, like, you know, that shit hurt, dead ass. As I'm sure it would hurt anybody else. So I get mad and everybody's like, oh, you're just gonna let him talk to you? Like, at 8 years old, everybody's like, oh, you're just gonna let him talk to you like that? I'm just like, in my head, I'm like, it's either I throw the table, it's like I either throw the desk at him or I wait and I whip his ass when we get outside for recess. And I chose to wait to get outside so I could whip his ass when we get to recess. So the way it was, my elementary school was the fourth graders ate first, then the third, then the second, then the first, then the kindergartners. So the fourth graders would eat, and they'll go out to play recess. While they're playing recess, third grade goes to eat. They go out to play recess. Fourth graders come inside, you know, keep the whole shit, feel me? So yeah. So we eat, and everybody's like, yo, like, who everyone's like, they were basically saying like, Miles said this about Matthew. Matthew didn't do anything, blah blah blah. And they were just like, yo, I want to see if he's gonna do something when we get to recess, cause if that's me, I wouldn't let Miles talk about me like that, blah blah blah. So we're lining up to go outside, and I'm looking for him, and I don't see him. So I go into the bathroom, and he's in the bathroom, like in the stall, just chilling. So I'm over here just waiting for him to get out the stall. 5 minutes go by. He comes out the stall. I see him come out the stall. I start washing my hands, acting like I wasn't there. Like, start washing my hands, right? The security guard comes, gets us, brings us outside the recess. We line up with our classes. I don't know about y'all, but I'm pretty sure everybody in elementary school wanted to see who the fastest was. The fastest. So, my elementary school had this big ass playground. Not gonna lie, this shit was big as hell. And then they had a little hill that was like curved. And then there was a tree on top of that shit. Every day we would race to the tree. And whoever was the tree was the fastest. Everybody would go do that. So then we're lined up with our class. I'm not by Miles or anything. He's like at the back of the line, I'm at the front of the line. And then they tell our class to go. Our class was like one of the first classes to go. So I don't even run. Everybody's running. Oh my God, I'm gonna be first. Oh my God, I'm gonna be first. Oh my God. I'm not even running, I'm just watching. I see Miles run. And he's running toward the tree. And I'm like, oh, okay. Right? I'm like, bro, it's gonna go, like, I'm gonna whip his ass, like, dead ass. I was like, I'm gonna beat him up. So he gets by the tree and he starts talking to like 2 girls. And I'm like, oh, I'm gonna embarrass you right now. I'm gonna embarrass you right now. So he's by the tree. I'm all the way by the school. I want to say it's like a good 100 feet from each other. A good 100 feet. If not 100, 85. 85 to 100 feet away from each other. So I see him. I start walking up. So I was like, I go up to him and I'm like, Miles, what was that you said in class today? And then he was like, shut up, Matthew. I'm talking to people right now. I'm like, okay. I take my hand. I grab his fat ass fucking head and I start on the tree. Boom, boom, boom. Glasses break, right? He's trying to run away. I'm over there balled up, ready. What you say to me in class? Like, I'm beating the bricks off of this dude, bro. I'm like, damn, this plate right here. I'm plugging. I'm like, what you say to me? What? Like, he's running and everything, right? Running and everything. All of a sudden, the security guards, not the security guards, but like the lunch ladies, they saw and they was trying to grab me. They saw what was going on. He was running. He kept running and I'm running after him. I'm punching him in his back. I'm punching him in the back of his head. Everything. He ain't lay a finger on me. So like the lunch ladies, they kind of knew that him and I was cool prior to this. So there was like, you guys gotta stop playing around. Don't play around like that. And I'm like, I'm not playing around. I'm trying to fight him. And I running after him, punching him, throwing punches, everything. And he's just running, right? So I say that, and the one lunch lady actually grabbed me and put me on the wall. And then she was like, were you for real fighting him, or were you guys joking around? I was like, I'm fighting him. I was like, what? I said something disrespectful to him. I forgot what it was. I was like, that fat bitch could die. So the one security guard's with me. The other lunch lady is with Miles. She looking at Miles, checking him out, whatever. They grab us both, right? We go to we go to the nurse first. We go to the nurse to see if cause what's it called? He had cuts and bruises, and then I cut my knuckle. I'm pretty sure it was my middle knuckle I cut. And then after we was gonna go into the principal's office with I would never forget her, Miss Moses. Miss Moses. Not to mention, at the time, I had a little girlfriend at the time. Bro, I had a little girlfriend and she was trying to tell me to calm down, not do this. And then they were like, my friends at the time were like, yo, like they was hyping this. They was like, yo, he beating Miles' ass. Oh my God, like he really fighting him. And then my little girlfriend at the time was like, oh my God, like Matthew, stop. No, you can't be doing this. You're gonna get in trouble. So we do whatever at the nurse, and the nurse asked like who started the fight, and then me, I was like, it don't matter, I should beat his ass again. Straight up, I was just and then I was just she ended up putting me in a whole separate room because she thought I was gonna fight him again. I wasn't, even though I really wanted to. I wasn't gonna do it. So then we go to the principal's office, and the way the principal's office is, it's like the secretary's office, a little door, you go through that door, and then it's a whole entire principal's office. So we're in the secretary's office, we're like if you have to call the school, they answer, whatever. So they put us sitting right next to each other, and I'm just there like, I should really punch the shit out you right now. I really should. I ain't punched the shit out of him. I kept my cool. So Miss Moses comes out, and then she's like, what are these two here for? And then the security guards was like, this one said something to which was Miles said something to Matthew. Matthew retaliated by fighting him and beating him up. And then she was like, what? Oh hell no. Everything, right? She was like, both of you come into my office right now. So she asked to see what happened. We both start bickering and yakkering at the same time, trying to tell our story. She kicks me out, asks for Miles' for Miles' side of the story, and then she kicked Miles out, put me in, asked for my side of the story, brought us both in, and then brought what do you call it? The security guard that was there to see it, and called her and asked for her side of the story while we were both in the room. So now it's crunch time. I don't know what Miles said for his side of the story, but I know my side of the story was true. He said something about my family. I waited until recess, and I beat the shit out of him, dead ass. So she said something. He said something, and she was like trying to take his side for it. And I was like, Miss Moses, that didn't happen. Like, dead ass. Whatever. Eventually, I proved to her that it didn't happen. Then she starts calling parents. I'm over there like, I've never had my parents called before. Like, my parents never, like, the principal never had to call my parents before. Ever. So that's the first time that's happening. So I don't know how to feel about it. So I'm like, damn, like, she really about to call my mom. This and that. But first she called Miles' mom. She was like, your mother wants to speak to you, after she said all that. All I heard through the phone was that, I'm gonna whip your motherfucking ass when I get home. Like, some real shit, like like some mom shit every time. Then she was like, who should I call, your mom or your dad? And then I was like, call my grandma. And then she was like, your mom or your dad? I was like, they're at work. My grandma's home. And then she was like, I know they're at work. I have to call one of them though. And then I was like, all right, call my mom. So call my mom. Whatever. She calls my mom. Whatever. My mom, she's like, Matthew got into a fight. This is that. Talking to him right now. Whatever, right? My mom didn't want to talk to me. I'm assuming that she wanted to wait till I got home. So, until she got home. So she hangs up, right? uh, the prince. I would never forget this. The principal start going off on me, talking about how violence is never the answer. And I was wearing a WWE shirt. It had, I think it was Ryback, John Cena, and Daniel Bryan right here. It was the three of them, and then it said like it had the Monday Night Raw logo right here. And then she was yelling at me. She was like, "What's on your shirt?" And I was like, "WWE." And then she was like, "You think you're tough? You think just because you watch that at home, you can do what they do in the ring over here?" And I was like, "No, he disrespected me, so I'm gonna do something about it." And then she was like, "Well, that's not what we do over here. What did he say to you?" And then I was like, he said, "Go get a life like my dead uncle, and my uncle had died a couple weeks ago, blah, 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 blah." And then he kept denying that he didn't say that, kept denying. But that's what he said. Eventually she believed it, and then she started giving him a lecture and was like, go back to class, da 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 da. What's it called? The principal kicked me out because she had to answer a phone call. So I'm waiting in the secretary's office for like a good 20 minutes. And then she's like, "You come back in my office." She starts talking to me. She was like, "First and foremost, I want to say I'm sorry for your loss. Second of all, I'm sorry for what Miles said to you." And then she was like, "And third of all, I want you to know she was like, beating him up, fighting him, that's not how we solve things. Like, simple shit like that. That's not how we solve things, blah, 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 blah." And I'm just like, okay. And then she was like, you're lucky that your reasoning of going after him was your reasoning, because if it was any other reasoning, I would have suspended you for, I think she said it was 3 days. Like, imagine getting suspended in elementary school, bro. I don't know anybody that's been suspended in elementary school. I don't know anyone. So she was like, "I would have suspended you, but I'm not going to suspend you. I'm going to give you lunch detention with me," which is literally just, you're eating lunch in her office, not doing anything. Just eating lunch, and you're staying there the whole 40 minutes, bro. Let me switch it up, bro, because I want to fucking sit. So, what's it called? Whole 40 minutes, you're just eating there, and then you go back to class. Not the main. She sent me back to class. Then the teachers pull me out of class, and they ask, like, what happened. Then they pull Miles out of class, they ask what happened. Bro, this is the shit that used to piss me off, bro. Me and Miles sat right across from each other in school. So it was like, boom, this, this. So look. Hold on, let me see. So boom, I sit here, Miles sits here, and we just got into a fight. So the teachers are, to prevent problems, they're gonna move us. Why is the teacher gonna do this? So I'm sitting here, Miles sits here. She goes, "I don't want no more problems, so I'm gonna move Miles from this table." She goes like this. She was like, "Miles, switch your desk with," I forgot the girl's name. She goes like this, bro. She was like, that should keep all the problems away from each other. We are still inches away from each other. What problems is that gonna prevent? Like, so I start laughing. I'm like, bro, I was like, Miss Vincent, that's not gonna work. Like, all you did was move him from 1 foot in front of me to 1 foot this way. Like, it's not gonna work. So then she was like, "Well, I can't move you guys anywhere else because all the tables are filled up." What? So I was like, if I gotta switch seats with someone from that table on the other side of the class, I will. Simple as that. Eventually, she ended up letting me switch. No more problems. I never spoke to Miles for the rest of the year. So boom. My mom gets home. She talks to me about the situation. I tell her what happened. No, my grandma. No, matter of fact, hold on. My grandma picked me up because after she called my mom, after Miss Moses called my mom called my grandma to let her know what happened. Right here. That was the one time I've never seen my grandma with Miles' mom. So, she asked me what happened, and then I told her what happened. She was like, "Your mother's gonna talk to you when you get home." I'm like, "Yeah, I know that." She makes me my food. I do my homework. I'm just in my room. My mom comes home. She starts talking to me about what happened. She's not mad at the situation. She's mad about how I handled it. Like, she said I should have went and told someone. And I'm like, bro, I'm not doing that shit. What? Like, I understand we're in 3rd grade and they tell you if you have a problem with something, go tell an adult. No. I was never that type of guy. I never was. Like, my parents will always tell me, go talk to someone about it. And I'm like, no, I'm going to handle it myself. Like, I was getting bullied. I wasn't telling nobody nothing, bro. Like, I was going to handle it myself. Then my dad gets home. He talks to me about it. Same thing with my mom. I think I got the games taken away for like 2 weeks because of the fact that I fought. But yeah. So it's the next day. Miles isn't in school. He's not in school. I go to the lunch detention. The whole entire time, it's just silent. It's silent for like the first 15 minutes. I'm jelling. For the first 15 minutes, it's silent. I finish eating my food, and I'm just there. I'm just there, like sitting around. So then the principal, Ms. Moses, she starts creating conversation with me, and she like starts asking like stuff about me, getting to know me, things of that nature. Eventually, time flew by. The bell rang. So I was like, "Oh, Miss Moses, I'm gonna leave." Blah blah blah. She was like, "Okay, hope you enjoyed your lunch." She was like, "I don't want to see you here again." Blah blah blah. Shit like that. I go home. I find out that Miles didn't go to school because one, he got his ass whooped so hard, and then, and two, he had gotten like all his like, you know, when you get in trouble bad, your parents just take everything away from you. That's what happened, bro. He got TV, PlayStation, like everything. His mom told my grandma that the only thing that was in his room was his bed and his drawers. Rest of the school year went on. I didn't talk to Miles. 4th grade went on. I didn't really fuck with Miles either, bro. And then we also went to middle school together. But when in middle school, that's when the shit just got passed. Like 8 years old versus 11, 12, and 13. It's a difference, bro. So it was like him and I only had one class because I can remember in middle school that we were we were in gym together. So we would just hoop in gym together. But yeah, man, that's a story time on my first fight. I got a lot more story times in the vault, man. Hope y'all enjoy, man. Hope y'all stay blessed. Stay true to yourself. And with that being said, outro.
Think I gotta stop, deep in the trap, whipping up the rock. She eat the dick, suck it on some rock, and I'm making these plays sound like a jock, no cops. Can't decide, so I'm fucking on 2 thoughts. Finna slide, so I'm towing on 2 knocks. Ruin his pockets, taking like a flu shot. You out